Hello, race fans, and boy, I tell you, we are back. It is time to get Season 7 going. It's the Virginia iRacing League ARCA Series round number 1. We're here at Oswego Speedway, and coming to you live here on Rice Motorsports TV. Well, I tell you, it is exciting to finally get Season 7 going. And, before we get into it, though, we want to give a shout-out to the folks at Ferguson Industrial. And also, before we get into Season 7, let's give a final shout out to the guys who are wrapping up Season 6. It took us a while to get that wrapped up. Finally got it there. It was really close. Andy Consolova, he did hang on to win the championship. So congratulations to Andy. Paul Majanic, he was second. Ron Walters in the third position there for Season 6 Triple Crown Series. And so here we are. Time to do it all over again. And let's see how much time we have left on the old ticker here. Where is it's not showing session time. You would think it would be there, but I think we're about a couple of minutes away. So we'll take a quick minute before we go to qualifying. Hear from our sponsor. We'll be right back. You're watching the Virginia iRacing League here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back, and I think we're just getting ready to go into qualifying here, and we're going to see who gets out there first. It should be Paul Smith. Now, he was having some issues getting into the server. Hopefully, he's okay. Got in okay. Let me go see if I'll lock in on him. And there he is. Old Paul's up and running. And they'll be running 3 hot laps here. And I tell you, you know what? You just have to love computers. Everything was working perfectly, and now all of a sudden, oh, and he got on the brakes hard. Not sure what happened there. And I wonder, did he go on a... Okay, he pitted. He's starting over again. Got a do-over. I think he hadn't completed his first lap, so we'll see what happens here. I'm not sure what's going on. There should be the interface showing. It literally was just working, and now it just decided to go away again. And that is absolutely crazy that does it. I'm going to check something while he's doing his thing here. And let's there we go. Got a little refresh going on here. And let's see what kind of lap time he gets here. Currently 6th. Let's put up the lap times here. 20.420. Now, I was so busy looking at what I was doing, getting this graphic up and running. I don't know if this is his second or third hot lap. Looks a little slippery out there for him. and he might be done. I think he's heading on into the pits. Yeah, so Paul Bajanic, he's coming up next. Now he's showing fastest in practice, I believe. I actually thought it was Dale Clark, but according here and now, right now, he's provisional pole 20.113 for the number 3. I was talking to him before the race. I think he was working on his brake bias, trying to get that thing dialed in just right. Oh, and it almost got away from him there. I don't think that's going to be a faster time because he got a little loose coming off turn 4. So right at the moment, he's still provisional pole. Kosalova will be the final driver to go out, try to knock him off of that pole position. Final lap here for Paul Bajanic, and he remains at that 20.113. That'll be the target time for Andy Kosalova. And is Andy out on track yet? There he is. I think that graphic it's saying he started 20th. When I reset the graphics there, it wasn't showing where they actually were in practice. I want to say Kosalova was the fastest. At least I thought he was. And right now he's currently second at 20.242. So he's got about a tenth of a second to make up here to catch the number 3 there, Bajanic. Lap number 2 there for Kosalova, trying to beat that 20.242. He didn't do it that time around. He remains second, trying to beat a 20.11 set by Paul Bajanic. Home track here for Andy Kosalova, coming off the final turn for the final time. And that was a 20.224, but Kosalova, he remains in that second position, so that's going to be where they are for qualifying. So we'll go ahead and roll that over. We're going to jump into our hear from our sponsor one more time before we roll over to the warm-up. So sit tight here. We'll be right back. You're watching the ARCA series in season 7, round number 1 here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back here, ready to get round number 1 going. We're in the warm-up session here, and let's see how much time we have left. We're only 1 minute into it, so we do have a little bit of time there. And let me go grab. I'm going to grab our pole sitter there, Paul Bajanic. I'm bringing up to the booth here with us real quick. Hey, Paul, you got a copy? Mic check. Paul, you got me?
Sir.
Hey, man. Hey, congratulations on that pole position, man. How's the track feeling out there?
It's a little slippery, but it's small, so I expect that. It's flat, but I got a new room for my rig, so got me the pole.
So it's feeling good. Yeah, it's a good way to start the season, huh?
That's right. I'm blaming it on the room.
10-4, man.
Definitely wasn't from the talent.
Yeah, I saw it get away from you one time there, coming out of 4 on one of your laps there.
Right. Yeah. And I seen Andy's practice time, and I was like, oh man, no way I was gonna keep that. But I think he lost it a little bit on qualifying too, because he was like almost sub 20s before or during his practice. But
yeah, it should be a close race. Yeah, because I see a lot of the field is pretty close time wise, and so
right.
yeah, so I can't wait to see how this works out.
We'll see how the tires hold up. Like I said, I haven't found that out yet, how long they're gonna last.
10-4. Well, you won't have long before you find that out. So so I'm gonna go ahead and put you back down to the chat. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Drop him down, and let me grab Consul over here real quick. Bring him up to the booth. Hey, Andy, Tony in the booth. You got a copy? The mic check on Andy. Okay, his mic was working, unless he's driving. Uh-oh, I hope he can hear us, because it was working earlier, and so I'll put him back down to the chat, because for some reason, apparently he can't hear me up here. So we'll have to check on that later and see what happens and stuff. But as you can see, right now he's currently second in practice as well. And actually, Paul Smith is currently fastest in the warm-up session. I said practice, I meant warm-up. He's actually the fastest there in the warm-up session. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But let's take a look at the layout here tonight for tonight's race. It's kind of warm out there, 79-degree air temperature. And the winds are a little gusty, 8 miles an hour. Now, we saw them do the 3-lap qualifying. And tonight they're running 40% fuel. I think that's a little different. That's up from last season. So running 40% fuel. Of course, they still have the 2 faster pairs. And it's 135 laps tonight here at this half-mile facility. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Racing Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. And I think we have about 15 seconds to go before the session is the end. We'll actually make it 10. And so we'll be rolling over to the race session. Time to get this show on the road. And we do have one driver out, Ron Walters, and he was out of town. Now we had some technical difficulties. 2 or 3 folks had technical difficulties last week, so we went ahead and bumped the season back 1 week to get it going. But the show's got to go on. We can't hold back anymore. So unfortunately, Ron's not here tonight, and hopefully he'll be in here next week. And it's only the first race of the season, so definitely going to have time to get caught up. And so we're going to go ahead, and these guys are going to get rolling here. And as we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at that starting grid. Of course, Paul Bajanic got that pole position. Andy Consolova will be starting right next to him. Dale Clark in the 3rd spot. Paul Smith starting 4th. I think we have Gerard Smith starting 5th. Ashton Rice in the 6th position. Torian Harris will be 7th. Ryan Cruz 8th. Clay Rice is 9th. Tony Long, she rounds out the top 10. Then 11th, we have Tammy Denman with Jeff Chenery in the 12th spot. 13th is Jay Dubuque. 14th, Casey Marshall. 15th will be Terrell Rice with Randy Darnell in the 16th spot. 17th position is Shane Wilden Jr. Sandy Aaron 18th. And Ben Leggett's actually the last driver racing, starting shotgun on the field in the 19th position. I think they're getting ready to make their way around now, and the pace car will be getting ready to come on the pit road this time around, getting ready for 135 laps. There he is, diving down on the inside. Paul Bajanic holding him down there. Waiting for that green flag. Coming out of turn 4, we got the green flag, and season 7 is underway. Paul Bajanic, Kosilova on that high side. Look at Dale Clark, boy, she's right in there, and they're going door to door there. Kosilova trying to make the move on the high side. He's running a little wide there. Paul Bajanic trying to hold on. I think Kosilova got him just as they crossed the line, so he will lead lap number 1. Paul Bajanic's fighting hard, trying to keep that lead, or trying to get the lead back. Once again, it is a little slick out there, folks. Kosilova on the outside. He's working that high groove there pretty good, and it's giving, oh, he almost got into the walls, but it is Kosilova now into the lead. Now it's Paul Bajanic, the one that's running a little wide. Here comes Dale Clark. She's going to move into that second position. Put Paul Bajanic up on the high side there, trying to see if he can work his way back in there. Gerard Smith is a little bit further back in that 4th position, followed by Tyrone Harris. Kosilova starting to stretch out the lead there just a little bit further back. There's Ryan Cruz. He's battling with Ashton Rice for position there. Rice, she's just moving into that 7th position, right behind the brother Clay Rice, actually, the 13 machine. Lap 5 of 135. Kosilova now about 0.3 of a second. Paul Bajanic, he's trying to get his tires up under him, trying to reel in the number 93. You can see the top 3 starting to break away just a little bit. Dale Clark, she's trying to keep up with the 2 front runners. Gerard Smith, he's leading the second group. Actually, he's a little bit of a gap between him and Tyrone Harris, and Harris is the one that's really kind of leading the next group. Oh, look at this 3 wide. Is that Paul Smith there? Just come out of 3 wide out of turn 4, now in that 6th position. Paul Smith looking for some good luck this season. Boy, I tell you, all the different seasons, he has had all kinds of bad luck that you could think of. And so far, so good. He's working his way up through the field, getting past the 31. Put him now into that 5th position, as positions 1, 2, and 3 clearly starting to stretch out here just a little bit. Smith trying to consolidate that 5th spot, working on Ryan Cruz now, see if he can get up the order. Look on a little further back in the field. There's Tammy Denman. She's in the 9th position. She's moved up a couple of spots since the start of the race in that 43 machine, challenging Terrell Rice for the 8th spot. You've got Rainey Darnell right behind her. Ashton Rice is kind of falling down the order. She's lost 5 positions since the start of the race. And things are getting tight back here in the back here. There's Sandy and Aaron. She's right in that group there. The number 8 machine, and Ben Leggett right behind her. They're all jockeying for position. Tony Long. Now, Long, she was pretty fast in practice. Didn't qualify as well. She's currently 15th. She qualified, I think it was 10th, because she lost 5 positions or so at the start of the race. So, like I said, though, it is a long race, so it got a lot of racing to do. Look at Paul Smith now up to that 4th position. Still has a little ways to go. Andy Kosilova, meanwhile, up at the front, he's got a handle on his car now. Qualified 2nd, couldn't quite put together that fast lap for qualifying, but he's definitely getting into a groove now. So now he's just, of course, this being a home track, he's very familiar with this track here, and it should not be surprising to see him out front. Paul Bajanic doing very well. Not sure how often he's driven at this track, but so far he is holding his own for sure. Paul Smith now getting trying to get a little closer to the 26 there. Dale Clark challenging for a podium position there. As this race goes along, and there he is taking a little look down on the inside here. He wasn't close enough to really dive down on the inside. The 26 did run wide a little bit, but we'll see how things fare here. Smith getting a little bit closer. Probably not as close as he wants to be to really go for a pass just yet. Now third and fourth, they've got a nice battle going on right there, and the rest of the field is kind of spacing out there a little bit. Clay Rice, he's currently in that 7th position. Brother Terrell Rice right behind him. Randy Darnell got ahead of the 43 there, Tammy Denman. She's now in that 9th position. Denman down to 10th. But that's actually still a position higher than when she started the race. Ashton Rice, now she fell down to the 11th spot, and she's trying to halt her drop in the standings there, trying to see if she can hold on to that 11th position. Ryan Cruz, he's not making it easy though. He's trying to affect that pass on the high side, and so they'll continue to deal with it there. Meanwhile, up at the front there, Paul Smith, he's getting ever closer to the 26 there, Dale Clark. They're probably running somewhat identical times, very close. Matter of fact, let's look at their last times on the board there. Now Smith, he ran a 20.5 and Clark ran a 20.3, but oh, look how close they are, and he's trying to see if he can get past. I think he's going to get it. Did he get the pass? And yes, he did. Down on the inside. So Paul Smith now into that 3rd position. And so I think the 26 there, Dale Clark, might keep him occupied for a while. But he's got a little ways to go to catch your front runners. And speaking of which, Kozlova, it won't be too long now before he starts catching the back of the field. He looked like he almost caught the inside wall there. I wanted to talk to Andy because sometimes some parts of this track, it seems like it might be a little awkward the way this track is shaped. A bit of a challenge there for the drivers. Sometimes the car looks like it wants to kind of wash out up to the wall. Oh, and it gets away from him. Oh no, Kozlova, and we got a caution. Oh my goodness. Heavy damage for Andy Kozlova into the tire barrier. That's going to bring out the caution, and he is going to have to tow to the pits. It's going to take him a minute to tow to the pits. Did not see that coming. Oh my goodness. Kozlova. Oh boy. And let's see. Let's go back and look at it on the replay here. And we see Kozlova here. He's racing along, and I was just about to say it looked like it still looks a little loose out there, and he's going around the turn, and at some point he looks a little high out of the groove there. I think he's trying to hold on to it. Now, he had a nice lead, but over 2 seconds, but it kind of got away from him. And as he's coming around that turn, maybe he just put the power down right here, and you can see it's the back end's already starting to go away from him, and just a little bit too much going on. I think he was going to try to see if he could just drive down into that road, and oh man, and he just missed the entrance to that service road there. Such a tough break for Andy Kozlova. Paul Bajanic coming down on pit road, your leader pitting under the caution here. Oh my goodness. Koslova still on pit road. He's probably, it takes, when you tow in, I think it takes like maybe a couple of minutes or so to tow in. So that was Paul Bajanic maybe doing a strategic pit stop there, trying to get some more fuel on board. And I think he was trying to get out before. Was he able to get out before the pace car came around? And I think he did. He got lucky there. And let's see what happens here. So he's going to come on around. But I'm thinking he's going to be on the tail end of the lead lap, because it looked like he got out just before the leaders did. Let's look at the lights off. The lights are off on the pace car, so I think we're waiting for everything to get settled, and pace car is coming in. And I'm not sure if something weird's going on with timing and scoring or not. We're going to wait for see if that updates. It's because Tammy Denman, she is leading the race according to that, because it looked like he didn't get out. It didn't look like he got out in time. And just as I say that, there is Paul Smith. He's right up there in the mix too. For some reason, it's still showing Bajanic as the lead. Something doesn't seem right there, because it's for whatever reason, it's still showing Paul Bajanic, and now he's going into the pits. Not sure why. I don't know if he got some kind of penalty or what, but something's not right there. But Paul Smith is actually technically, now I think timing and scoring is about to update here, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. Koslova, is he on track? Yeah, he is on track now. And now the timing and scoring is finally updating. Oh, and Paul Smith, he gets into that inside wall just a little bit. Tammy Denman, she gets up to the front, so he's going to try to catch that 43 machine. Gerard Smith, he's right there as well. Rainey Darnell, Clay Rice. That lead is definitely up for grabs right now. You see Gerard Smith trying to make the pass on Paul Smith. Paul Smith trying to capitalize on what turned out to be a very unusual situation there for Andy Koslova. Koslova, he is back out and running. Unfortunately, he is dead last, 2 laps down. But, he had to use one of his fast repairs, and I just saw him tap the wall again. So I think he is definitely struggling with that car. I'm not sure what's going on with Paul Bajanic. I don't know if he got some kind of speeding penalty or what. It might have been a penalty or something that he had to come in and serve. So now both him and Koslova are, well, see, Bajanic is showing 2 laps down. Koslova is showing 3 laps down. Tammy Denman, she is your leader at the moment, with Paul Smith in that second position. Well, I tell you, you never know what's going to happen at the racetrack. Anything can happen, and it usually does. So, wow. And that was the first shock of the season, as far as I'm concerned, because did not see anything like that happening at this point. And Denman, now she's the one trying to put a little daylight between her and Paul Smith. And she's got a clear track ahead of her. I think that's Koslova right in front of her. No, actually, that's Paul Bajanic that's in front of her. And now looking at this, for some reason, the relative is showing both Koslova and Bajanic 3 laps down, but timing and scoring is showing Paul Bajanic 2 laps down and Koslova 3 laps down, running 18th and 19th respectively. The 2 Smiths running 2nd and 3rd. Paul Smith putting a little distance between Gerard Smith, Rainey Darnell. She's back there trying to put a little pressure on the number 2 car. The 13 machine putting pressure on the 22. Let's look back through the field. Look at Tony Long. She's making her way up through the field. She's now in the 9th position, up from 1 spot from where she started the race. Dale Clark was right up at the front as well, but now she's in that 8th position. And you can see she's kind of leading that little pack of cars right there. And 4th place, Rainey Darnell, she's leading the next group ahead of them. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are kind of spaced out right now. It's Tammy Denman. She's in the lead at the moment. And I tell you, we got a lot of racing to go, though. Now, everybody did pitted on lap 24. So they got fuel or tires or whatever it is they were going to get. So this field is all still probably, we didn't get a chance to get through the entire fuel run, so we're not going to be able to see exactly what they did or what they could have done on an entire fuel run as far as how many laps they can go. So the amount of laps that they did turn, that's not going to be an accurate number to look at. I mean, what was it, lap, we can bring that up, the pit strategy there, and it was lap 24. Well, and so now they've gone 16 laps since then. But and look at this, Tammy Denman, she did not stop at all. She did not stop under that caution, so she's up there now. But that's going to be interesting because now that's going to put her completely out of sync with the rest of the field. At some point, she is going to have to pit. So that's definitely going to shake things up. She's going to get, I think, get a bonus point for leading a lap, I believe. But there's also bonus points for leading the most laps in the race. So we'll see how long she can stay out there. Paul Smith, at some point, should inherit the lead of this race. So let's stay tuned. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll see how this thing unfolds. You're watching the Virginia iRacing League. It's the ARCA Series, Season 7, round number 1, here on Race Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back here with the Virginia iRacing League. Paul Smith still working on trying to get that lead from Tammy Denman. And like I said before, Denman, she did not pit when we had that unexpected caution. Andy Koslova hit the wall and had to go in and had to get towed back to the pits. So that dropped them a couple of laps off the pace. And everybody's still out on track racing. But Smith now getting a little closer. Well, I tell you, when that happened to Koslova, and it looked like Paul Bojanic. Now, Paul Bojanic, he must have got a speeding penalty or something, because he ended up having to come back down pit road as well, and finds himself in the 18th position, a couple of laps down. He's a lap ahead of Andy Koslova, so he won't be in danger of having to battle Koslova at the moment for that position. But I tell you, and look at this battle up at the front here. It's Paul Smith. It looks like he finally gets past the 43 there, Tammy Denman, and oh boy, He's still trying to consolidate that lead, and he's got it here on lap 53. Paul Smith now in the lead position. Oh, and he tags the wall. You know, it's something about that coming off of turn 2. We saw Andy Kosolova do it. I think we saw Paul Bajanic do it. I hope his car is not damaged, because look at Tammy Denman. She is all over the number 12, and he's fighting to keep that position. Oh, no. The 43, and we got a caution. The 43, I think the 43 got into the number 12, and he's able to get going. Let's go ahead and go back and take a look. That could be a EOL for Tammy Denman. Let's look at the replay here, and here they are. Let's run it forward here a little bit. And Denman, she gets in pretty close there, and now she's trying to go down on the inside, but unfortunately she makes contact with the left rear of the number 12, and that sends him spinning around. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a penalty. Unfortunately for Tammy Denman, she'll get an EOL for that. Paul Smith, no major damage there. Currently, he overshot his pit box just a little bit, and he's making his way out. See, Denman, she's making her way out as well, but she's going to get a she's going to get an EOL for that penalty. And, you know, she might even let's see where I think she's waiting for the field now. The pace car had already gone by, so she's going to end up at the back of the field anyway. She'll have to go to the end of the longest line. She's waiting for everybody to go past. Tony Long's going by, so Tammy Denman will start at the tail end of the field here on the restart. She'll be 17th. Paul Bajanic will be in the 18th spot. Where is Kosolova? He's making his way around. He is. Did he get a lap back? I know he's still showing 3 laps down. So they're all catching up to the field. It looks like everybody is sorted out here, I believe. And now it's Rainey Darnell at the front. And from what I can tell, it looks like everything is sorted out at the back. It'll be 1 to go next time around. Where's Kosolova? He's right there. And hopefully Paul Bajanic's in position. Lights are out on the pace car. It'll be a lap. Let's see, what lap will it be here? We're on lap 58 at the moment. It'll be lap 59 on the restart. Pace car getting ready to head down on the pit road. It's Darnell, Smith, Clark, and Rice, Terrell Rice, your top 4 on the restart. Darnell, she drops the hammer. She's off and running.
Green, green, green.
Restart here, lap 50, make it 59. Wow, a few unexpected twists and turns here in the racing. Paul Smith, he's back in the 10th position. Now, he stopped under that caution. I think he might have stopped out of sync with the rest of the field. He's on the lead lap, but he's now in the 9th position. But boy, he is mired back in traffic trying to race his way back up through the field. And I tell you, that inside wall coming off of 2, that thing can catch you out if you're not careful there. I don't know if the track is, if you look at the track map, it seems to me that turn 4 is more awkward than, well, not turn 4, almost turn 1. If you look the way the track turns in, it's not a 90-degree turn, but it seems kind of steep there. But definitely interesting the way it's not just a regular oval like you would think of, just an oval track, straightaways, and then the even curve. That each turn is not the same angle of turn. turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4 look more conventional. Even as you can see, the start-finish line is kind of down near the close to turn 1, so it is a bit of an odd track. Paul Smith doing good to make his way through the field. Now back up to the 4th position. Bajanic and Kosalova, man, they I tell you, Paul Bajanic, now he did get a lap back. He's only showing 1 lap back, and he's the only car 1 lap down, so he's effectively in the lucky dog position if he can stay out of trouble. Look at Tammy Denman right there. She had to go back to the back of the field for getting into the number 12, and she's trying to work her way back through the field. Clay Rice right on her tail. They're nose to tail. Tony Long, she's right there as well. Tight racing going on here. Long in the 14th position. This is all 4 position. Clay Rice getting down on the inside of the 43. Trying to see if he can make a pass. He wasn't able to make the pass there. And the 4 trying to see if she can do something up on the high side. Tony Long, she kind of passes the 13 there for a minute. Let's see, they continue to battle along. Let's look a little further back up at the front here. Paul Smith, he is now up to that 2nd position and trying hard to get down on the inside. See Kosalova right behind Paul Smith. He's not battling for the lead. He's just there watching the battle for the lead in front of him, trying to see if Paul can make his way into that lead. I think he might get it here, folks. Paul Smith is showing as the leader, and he does get past the 22. Koslova probably going to try to see if he can get a lap back here if he can. Yeah, you know, I don't think Andy has been comfortable all race long. And he is just trying to hold on here tonight, and definitely doesn't want to slide up and hit the leader. Every time they come off of turn 4, they get so close to that outside wall. Now Koslova, now he's showing 2 laps down because he did get past Paul Smith. So Koslova was trying to work his way back around. He's still 1 lap behind Paul Bajanic. And if there is another caution, then that'll put Bajanic back on the lead lap, and Kosalova will effectively become the lucky dog, even though right now he's showing 2 laps down. Paul Bajanic just he needs to keep his nose clean for the time being. Currently he's still running in that 18th position, but and he's down in the order. But Paul Smith, he's out front now, got a little bit of clean air, as Andy Kosalova is ahead of him. Or is that Kosalova, or that's Jeff Schinner? No, that's Kosalova on track ahead of him. Relative not matching up with the timing and scoring. I think the timing board is accurate to that. I'm gonna check that real quick, and let's see. So Paul Smith, he's not trying to fight Kosalova, trying to put him a lap down, because Andy right now seems like he's doing okay. Let's see how close he gets to that wall. Right on board here with Andy Kosalova. See how close he gets to that inside wall. And there they're going down the backstretch here, and they're going through turns 3 and 4. As he comes out onto turn 1, right up against that wall. And it's such a weird, it's kind of a weird little turn there. That inside wall can really catch you out from the looks of it. The one that looks strange to me is going into turn 1. Now here he is crossing the start finish line, and it seems like it's a greater degree of turn. I think that's what's happening coming off of turn 2. That's what's getting you. The way you go into turn 1 and then the way turn 2 opens up, and it just seems like it's a little weird there. But he doesn't seem to be sliding as much as he was before. So okay, now we're on lap 78 of 135. Koslova still 19th. Paul Smith right behind him in the lead. And right now he's got a good gap right around a second between him and Rainey Darnell in that second spot with Dale Clark. She's made her way after all this stuff that has happened. The 26 machine, she's gotten back up into the podium positions at the moment. And, you know, if Bajanic and Koslova were on the lead laps, they'd probably be right up there with them. But, man, what a strange turn of events. Paul Bajanic, he's still he got another spot now in the 18th position, and you know there's not much he can do. He just has to ride it out. Now he's got a little bit more open track as he encounters cars in front of him, so give him a little bit more room to work. But I tell you, you're having to almost fight this racetrack as much as the competition on track. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. And hopefully we might go down to the driver channel at the end of the race, because Paul's mic was working but Andy's wasn't, unless something happened to his mic. Well, that might have just been what it is. Boy, I tell you, it's been such weird, you know, it's been a season of weirdness when it comes to the technical stuff. But like I said before, hey, that's computers, you know, and that's just what you have to deal with. Bajanic now getting there. You've got some, oh, look at Tony Long actually bumping him down to the 18th position. He's battling with the number 4 there. And, boy, she's going to get that spot. Actually, Tony Long, Tony Long's running in 11th. So that actually wasn't a battle for position or anything. And, meanwhile, Paul Smith, he continues to lead. That gap now 2.6 seconds, so things looking pretty good for the number 12 here at the moment. Good to see. And we're at lap 84 of 135. It'll be interesting to see. We might get a long green flag run here, so we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Gerard Smith, he's in the 5th position. Jay Dubuque, he's now in the 6th spot. He's gained 7 positions from where he started the race. Terrell Rice right behind him. He gained 8 spots since the start of the race. So he's trying to make his way up the order. Looks like he's trying to sneak past the 18 there. Battle for position. Got that 7th spot, trying to get 6th. And let's see, he might make it here. There he kind of gets it there for a little bit, but not too much though. Exciting racing. How about Ashton Rice? She's now in the 9th position, and she's actually lost 3 spots from where she started the race, but she's trying to make her way back up the order. Tammy Denman, she was up at the front. She's in 12th now and still got a lot of traffic. She's right behind Paul Bajanic, who is in the lucky dog position. So she's trying to make her way back up through the field. Now she pitted on, remember I was telling you she was going to have to pit out of sync with everybody. And she pitted on lap 55, and I'm not sure if that was under the caution, because she's on the lead lap, but she did stop for make a pit stop on lap 55, so she may continue to be out of sync with the rest of the field here. So we'll see how that plays out later on. Smith so far, and now he himself, just before Koslova crashed, I was just about to say, yeah, he's going to be encountering the tail end of the field, so he's kind of getting close. We got somebody on pit road, Jay Dubuque, and I think he's just coming in for regular service, and he is on his way. And let's see, that was a 8.1 second stop for Jay Dubuque as he's on his way back out. We have more action on pit road. See Terrell Rice there. He's on pit road. A lot of cars coming in, including your leader, Paul Smith, making his way down pit road. So we're kind of hitting this green flag cycle here. There are some folks that are still out. Rainey Darnell, she inherited the lead. Now she'll still have to come in. She hasn't been in since lap 24. Ryan Cruz also pitted on lap 24 along with Gerard Smith and Ashton Rice. So everybody else is making their green flag pit stops here. There's Ashton Rice now. She's starting to peel off and get going. Tammy Denman, she might end up inheriting the lead. Those 3 cars in front of her, that are actually 4 cars in front of her that still have to pit. And I see Darnell and Ryan Cruz, Gerard Smith, they're all making their way down pit road. Tony Long is about to move. Now, she pitted on lap 55 as well, along with Tammy Denman. So the 2 of them are going to be right up at the front. Look at Tammy Denman. They gave a little bump there trying to get past the 4 machine. That's going to be for the lead, folks, because the pit stops have cycled around here a little bit. And so Tammy Denman now in the lead. Tony Long is in second place. Paul Smith is right there in the 3rd position. Smith pitted on lap 91. Now those 2 cars in front of him, both Tammy Denman and Tony Long, both pitted on lap 55. They're the only 2 that pitted on lap 55, as a matter of fact. So Paul Smith, now he may try to get the lead before they have to pit, but it seems to me that they would have to pit long before he has to. He gets past Long into that 2nd position. Now trying to run down to 43 of Tammy Denman. We're on lap 96 of 135. It's kind of hard to see that. Was this a full fuel run or not? I don't think it. Well, I'm not sure. We'll take a look at it in a moment, see how long they went this time. That was a green flag pit stop. So, but there's Paul Smith. Just about got the lead from Denman. There he goes. Paul Smith moves back into the lead. Tammy Denman back to 2nd position. And I see Tony Long back there. You can see Andy Kosalova down on the inside. He's trying to get another lap back. And we did not have a caution. It was just green flag pit stop. So Paul Bajanic is still in the lucky dog position. But Kosalova, he's definitely trying to get his way back up there. And maybe he can see the leader a few cars ahead of him. If he can't, he'll get up there and maybe get another lap back, and it'll be game on to catch Paul Bajanic. They'll be racing for position, for the lucky dog position, unless another caution comes out before Kosalova. 2 things need to happen. Kosalova needs to get another lap back, and then he needs to catch Paul Bajanic before, if another caution comes out. Because right now, if Paul's not involved, then he would obviously get that lucky dog and get automatically back on the lead lap. So it would take even longer for Kosalova to get back up there. And let's see, where is Paul? He is right now. He's still in that 18th spot in the lucky dog. And right now he's got a clean track ahead of him, and the car behind him is in the 14th position. That's Tyrone Harris. That's not for position. So Paul doesn't have to worry about that. Now he pitted on lap. Paul pitted on lap 89, and Kosalova pitted on lap 52. So Andy Kosalova, the fuel window's not working in his favor. I think Paul Bajanic has the advantage there if it stays green. And meanwhile, up at the front there, Paul Smith. He last pitted on lap 91. A couple of cars behind them, Tammy Denman and Tony Long, they both pitted on lap 55. Dale Clark currently running in the 4th position. She pitted on lap 91 along with Paul Smith. And then we have like Rainey Darnell pitted on lap 93. Gerard Smith also pitted on lap 93. And then just different numbers, more for the rest of the field moving back down the order. So we're on lap 104 of 35. Paul Smith right now, he's got a nice clean track ahead of him, sort of. That's Paul Bajanic. Tyrone Harris almost, I don't know what happened there. It's almost like Tyrone Harris almost got up there in front of the 3. But everyone keeps racing, and Paul Bajanic, I think he's about to try to get on the... Paul Bajanic's showing, he's 2 laps down. when he made his pit stop, that put him a further lap down. So he is actually on the same lap as Kosilova. And so Paul Bajanic is currently running in that 18th spot. And whereas Andy Kosilova, he is not far behind. So, yeah, the battle for 18th, Andy could get that. But unfortunately for both of them, it doesn't matter because Jeff Chenery is now in the lucky dog position, and there's a couple of more cars that are only one lap down. So these guys are, you know, Bajanic and Kosilova, they're pretty much stuck down in a couple of laps down, or at least a lap or so down, maybe for the duration of the race here. Smith now clear of Tammy Denman by a good 2 seconds. Denman, she's ahead of Long in the second position. There you see Andy Kosilova lurking in the background. Paul Smith coming down pit road. Now see, this is going to push him down. He's already lost a position. Kosilova, he might lose another lap. They're out of sync with the rest of the field, and tires and fuel there for Paul Bajanic. See how long this pit stop takes him here, and he's down and away 14.5 seconds, and Bajanic is on his way. That's got him now in the 19th position. So unfortunately, that's got him. They've basically swapped spots now. Kosilova's 2 laps down. Bajanic is 3 laps down. And boy, I tell you, you would have never. These two guys are right up at the front at the start of this race, where they qualified right at the front of this race, and to think that both of them ended up at the back of the field, you know, position-wise, would have never saw that coming. And now it's only 25 laps to go here, and as we come around here on lap 12, Paul Smith, he's got 14th place Tyrone Harris in front of him, but he doesn't have to worry about the 14. He doesn't have to really press the issue all that much. Tammy Denman is 1.7, about a second and a half behind him. And now the question is, will she have to pit before the race is over? Because you see Smith now trying to get past the 31, and he's able to get clear of Harris. Now he's got a lot of clear air for several more laps, 22 laps remaining in the race. And it'll be interesting to see if Denman and Long can hold on. They pitted on lap 55. So let's look at, let's go on board here with Paul Harris, and let's bring up that that pit strategy once again. Let's see how far he went that time around. Now he went, now we've seen cars, to look at that middle stint, we're not going to look at what Paul did, but we've seen cars go up in the 60s, 68 laps there, 69 laps. Somebody did a 69 lap stint there, so they can definitely go a long ways. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens there as this race continues to unfold. And and Kosilova, he's coming down pit road again, just like I said earlier. Paul Bajanic, he's out of sync. Kosilova's out of sync. He's going to end up falling back into a battle with Paul Bajanic. He's getting tires and fuel himself, and so we'll see when he gets there. It will be something like maybe a 14.5 second stop, I think it was for Paul Bajanic, but he did 14.1, so a little bit better there for Kosilova as he makes his way off of pit road. And right now he's still ahead of Paul Bajanic, but there's Bajanic right there, and there's Kosilova right in front of him trying to get up to speed. And Tony Long, she was in third. Now she comes down on pit road, and just a splash of fuel for the number 4, and she's on her way, so she might not lose a lap. She is going to fall down the order. Tammy Denman, she's in the second position, and let's bring the right graphic up here so we can see for sure. Yep, she's currently second, and with 16 laps to go. Now we saw Tony Long, her and Denman pitted on lap 55, and yep, here she comes now, making her way down pit road. I'm thinking maybe she'll probably have just a splash of fuel as she makes it down to her pit stop, and it was very quick, and she's on her way. And they had to do that to get to the end of the race, but of course she will fall down the order, and that will move other folks back up the order. Rainey Darnell, she's in the second position. She pitted on lap 93, so she has more fuel than even your leader, Paul Smith, and Dale Clark pitted on lap 91, same as Paul Smith. So you could be looking at your podium right here, Paul Smith, Rainey Darnell, and Dale Clark, with 14 laps now to go. And Paul Smith just making his way around. That's Andy Casalova right in front of him. So Paul Smith is now easing his way around this track, trying to keep things nice and steady here. There are 12 laps to go, and we'll take one more break. This will be our last break before the end of the race, and we'll see this thing to the checkered flag. You're watching the Virginia iRacing League. It's Season 7, the ARCA Series, here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, we're back here with the Virginia iRacing League, and the laps are winding down now. Only 6 laps to go, and that man right there, number 12, Paul Smith, and looking good for a victory. He just needs to hold it together for a handful of laps here. Got Paul Bajanic in front of him. Not worried about Bajanic. Bajanic's down in 19th position, 2 laps down. Kosalova also 2 laps down. And wonder what his tire wear is feeling like. I'm gonna have to ask him about that, but it seems to me that Paul Smith is just trying to go nice and easy here now. The gap between him and Rainey Darnell is 4 seconds, so with 5 laps to go, he really doesn't have to push this thing that hard. And now make it 4 as we start lap number 132. I tell you, man, this is a good thing to see here for Paul Smith. He couldn't have thought of a better way to kick off Season 7. And I mean, the man has definitely paid his dues in previous seasons. And so, yeah, Lady Luck owes him one here. And looks like she's coming correct here tonight at Oswego. Coming around 3 laps to go. Coming down to the start-finish line, it'll be the penultimate lap here. He'll get the checkered flag next time around. Coming around now. White flag is in the air for Paul Smith. One more lap around, and that'll be it for the number 12. Up 3 positions from where he qualified in the race. Kicking off season number 7 with a win. It is going to be Paul Smith with a victory here tonight at Oswego. And man, I tell you, what an awesome way to start the season here for Paul Smith. Big congrats to him there. And boy, I know he is excited. This is going to really pump him up. And boy, I tell you, looking at where the championship contestants are, like the big guys like Kosalova and Bajanic, man, this is really going to put him squarely. Let those guys get out the way before you do your donuts. Or somebody else is coming, Paul. Let those guys get by so you can do your donuts and stuff without interruption. But man, I tell you, what a he's got to wait for the field is the track's so short. He's got to wait for everybody to get into the pit so he can do his thing. And I think he's ready to do some celebrating. The track is so narrow. I guess he can has room to do donuts. We'll see what happens. And yeah, he's got a little room there to light it up. Awesome thing there for Paul Smith, and we'll go ahead, and I think he went ahead and jumped to the pit road and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's go and grab the guys, and I'm gonna see if Paul can hear me up in the control booth here. Where's Paul at? Hey, Paul, Tony in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do, Tony. How
Man, I tell you, boy, I know you were super excited. What a way to finish the season, man. Congratulations on that win, dude.
Yeah, it was good to be back. I appreciate it. Appreciate you hosting, and I don't think I would have beat those guys on speed tonight, but they had some unfortunate luck, and I, for the most part, kept it pretty clean. So I will take it for sure.
Absolutely, man. It's going to give you a nice little cushion to start off the season, you know, because you know they'll be fighting back next week, I mean. But, man, the track seemed like it was a little treacherous out there tonight, slick, and that seemed like to me the inside wall there coming off of 2 and then the outside wall coming off of 4, man, was ready to bite people every now and then.
Yeah, the track is super rough. I mean, it just shakes your hands and arms. One thing I did, which I don't think the other guys did, was I ran in 3rd gear the whole time. So it was easier on the tires. It was easy coming off the corners. I know those guys were sliding a lot, and that's how Andy wrecked. Paul was hitting the wall left and right, and I think they were both running 2nd gear, and I kept it in 3rd. And nice and smooth, and I barely had any contact.
Wow, that is something, man, and that is good to see. Is my mic? Hold on a second. Is my mic working?
You sound good on my end.
Okay. I just don't have my. I hope my. Where are we at here? Yeah, it should have. Yeah, my mic's running. And my bad. I'm just looking at. I couldn't see the meter, and I look, the way we've been having these technical problems and stuff, man. I was like, you know. Ain't no telling what's going on here tonight, but it ended up good for you, man. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you hosting, Andy and Paul for racing. Fortunately, we're missing Ron tonight. Hopefully, we get him back next week. And my kids for being done with summer baseball, so I can come race with y'all.
Yeah.
And at least one of my boys is done for now. My other one he plays year round. But
oh wow, okay.
I'll be here on Tuesday nights for this foreseeable future, and looking forward to it.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you.
And that'll do it there, folks. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at the race results here. Let's get that up on the board. If this will cooperate with me. Boom, there we go. Coming on up there. And Paul Smith getting win number one, race number one, starting the season off right. And Rainey Darnell second, with Dale Clark third, Gerard Smith fourth, Ryan Cruz rounds out your top five. And man, I tell you, just an awesome way and very surprising finish there. You see Andy Kosolova in the 18th position there, Paul Bajanic 19th, and they got the work cut out for them, but you know they can do it. So we'll just see what happens here. And so that's it. And of course, next week we'll be moving to North Wilkesboro Speedway for round 2. So you're not going to want to miss that for sure. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you know every time we go live. So for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.